right. Thank you, Dr. Hilaire. The next speaker who will present the 2018 annual report, Mr. Dominic Stoddard, the Financial Services Ombudsman.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assemblyman Ansel Dennis, representative of the THA, Dr. Alvin Hilaire, Governor, Mr. Patrick Wellington, the Ombudsman of Trinidad and Tobago, the Board and Management of the Central Bank, representatives of the Bankers Association, representatives of the Association of Trinidad and Tobago Insurance Companies, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. In keeping with the commitment to minimize the environmental impact of our activities, we joined with the Central Bank, which embarked on a workplace waste reduction and recycling program in 2018 and have opted to not print our annual report, but instead to make it available on our website simultaneously with these proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, the financial sector is one of the most important, vibrant, and robust sectors of the economy by most conventional measures. As with any dynamic sector, it is in a constant state of flux. The most notable development in the recent past is the unrelenting drive towards digital financial services, which has the desirable effect of increasing the speed and lowering the cost of financial transactions. There are also other benefits, such as increasing access to financial services by the unbanked through digital financial channels. Despite these advantages, many are left behind, as digitization has also brought a significant reduction in the number of touch points for direct interface with the public. An often overlooked aspect of these developments is their direct impact on ordinary financial consumers. It gives me no pleasure to deliver a bad report, but by most indicators, circumstances have worsened over the past year. Customers are becoming more aware of their rights, but are far less vigilant about their responsibilities. And financial institutions spare no cost in their search for new business, but are frugal on improving the customer experience. It is against this background that we now report on the activities for 2018. I just have one slide, so I'll just put everything up. Just one. Continue to dominate the scheme. There were 340 new insurance complaints lodged at the office. And in the banking sector, there were 30 new complaints, representing an increase in total complaints over 2017. The combined total for 2018 of both complaints and inquiries, that is, total public engagement, was 1,141. The increase in overall public engagement can be largely attributed to the OFSO's focus on public awareness of the services we offer, the public education activity alongside the National Financial Literacy Program, and the increasing incidence of companies directing their clients to us in instances where they have an impasse. Inquiries in 2018. During 2018, our office received 797 inquiries from various sources. This represented an increase of 4% over the corresponding period in 2017, which was 770. Inquiries received related to products and services provided by insurance companies, banks, and non-banks. The OFSO received several inquiries related to institutions that fall outside of our purview, and these were directed to the proper channels for assistance. Banking complaints from January to December increased by 50%, and although they were relatively low, they accounted for a not insignificant amount of total inquiries. The majority of banking complaints recorded were under the headings accounts and transaction, card services, loans, and credit. During 2018, the OFSO received 340 new complaints from insurance companies, 4 of which were referred to the central bank since they related to matters outside our terms of reference. For the corresponding period in 2017, new complaints received from the office were 282. 300 of the 314 insurance complaints, or 97%, had to do with motor vehicle accidents. The remaining complaints were related to life or health insurance policies and individual annuity contracts. In broad terms, the volume and complexity of both complaints and inquiries have been increasing. However, the number of complaints resolved has not kept pace, and this is reflected in the 7% deterioration in the resolution rate. The resolution rate is simply the single most important numerical indicator of performance for an ombudsman office, and is defined in our case as the total number of cases resolved divided by the number of cases available for processing, expressed as a percent representing a period in time. While many schemes do not readily publish their resolution rate, we are of the firm view that it tells quite a story, and it should be known to all our valued stakeholders. In 2016, the resolution rate was 78%. For 2018, the rate has fallen to 61%, indicative of the increasing difficulty of cultivating an atmosphere in which parties fully appreciate the benefits of resolving complaints by mediation. Another indicator of the increasing complexity of our case files handled by our office is the average time taken to resolve complaints. The average number of days taken to resolve complaints increased from 97 days in 2017 to 106 days in 2018. Having complaints take an inordinately long period of time to be resolved is wholly unacceptable, and complainants are increasingly disadvantaged with the passing of time. As further evidence of the increasingly discordant atmosphere in which we conducted our business, the penalty fees charged to institutions for failing to meet settlement due dates when a resolution is arrived at has continued to increase, and although small in absolute terms, it has resumed its upward trajectory. Among the few positive outcomes for 2018 was the increase in average settlement amounts, that is, the aggregate of total settlements divided by the number of complaints, which increased by 1,600 to reach roughly 9,500 in 2018. Now, my intention here is not to paint everyone with the same broad brush, but the tone is set from the top so that employees, including managers, manifest the culture of their organizations, and in particular, what is transmitted from the top. We have many just, fair, and responsible financial institutions operating in Trinidad and Tobago. They do business on the basis that their long-term reputation will see them through both good times and bad. But there are notable exceptions, and these are the ones that undermine the very reputation that others have fought so long and hard to attain. I have one simple request for you, members of the scheme, and it is one that we of the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman will also hold ourselves to. Let us redouble our efforts to show customers that we care. I mean, really care. Let us not forget to call them back when we say we would, and in a timely manner. Let us follow up and follow through and keep customers informed at every stage of development. Gone are the days when we can simply tell customers, that's the policy. We should ensure that our frontline staff are sufficiently trained to provide a brief but reasonable explanation for the reasoning behind the policy. At the risk of sounding cliche, let us go the extra mile for customers. Do not add to the social trauma already being experienced by many of our citizens. Let us care once more about customers and remain unwavering in our pursuit of excellence. I would like to close by thanking the staff of the OFSO, who are passionately engaged in the work that we do. I dare say, without exception, they believe in the cause. Heartfelt thanks to the various departments of the central bank that supported us throughout the year. To our value-added stakeholders, many, many thanks. Our stakeholders, partners, with whom we share joint custodianship of the reputation of the financial sector, specifically banking and insurance, thank you for working with us. Thank you all for being here today. May God bless you all.